Six here. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is having a good start to their week. And welcome to the first official live stream on the Micah276 YouTube channel as we kick off this new week. So we are going to do a live review of that guy, the Midland WR120 weather alert radio. And then after that, I am going to talk a little bit about what is next on the channel for the next couple of weeks, what is planned, and then open it up to a couple of questions at the end if anybody is with us when that rolls around. So without further ado, let's cut to the chase and get right into it. So for the first part of this live stream, we are going to talk about this guy, the Midland WR120 weather alert radio. I don't remember exactly, so keep in mind this information might not be 100% accurate. So if anybody is in the chat and is able to correct various pieces of information, do not hesitate to do so, because of course I want to be as accurate as possible. But to start off, the Midland WR120, if I'm not mistaken, was released sometime around 2010 or 2011, so it is definitely a significantly older, or not significantly older, but older weather radio. And I believe I purchased it roughly 4.5 to maybe 5 years after it was released. So I've had this weather alert radio for probably either 10 or 11 years at this point. As for those of you that have been subscribers on the channel since the beginning, you may recognize seeing the WR120 in a lot of EAS catches back in maybe 2016, 17, 18, when I was back in college. And I graduated college in 2021 and moved back to California, and here we are in 2026. So 5 years removed from that, coming up this May. So I have had this radio for quite a long time. For those of you that have been in the EAS community for a while, or just have owned Midland Weather Alert radios, you'll be pretty familiar with its layout, especially the WR120. Pretty simple button panel on the WR120, which, whether you are seasoned and have had a Midland Weather Alert radio for a long time or are new, the simplicity does make a significant difference, even for me, who has had this Weather Alert radio for almost 11 years now. So when you look at the front panel, you've got your menu and your select buttons. We'll look at the menu in a second. You've got your 4 arrow keys. A lot of these are used for navigation throughout the menus. You've got your volume up, volume down button, your weather and snooze button there on the bottom. And on the side, we've got a switch which can toggle on and off the weather alert feature. I'll show that a little more in depth in a couple of minutes. Jumping into the menu, which is where most of our stuff is here, I'll kind of walk you through. So set the time. This is where you obviously set the time on your weather alert radio. Events. This is what kind of events you have it set to receive. So you've got a couple options: all on, edit events, all default, or all off. Obviously, all off is not something most people are going to want to do, because if you select the all off option, you will receive absolutely nothing on your WR120, and it will no longer be a weather alert radio. It will function purely as a clock. But I guess if you wanted it to do that, then that's a handy feature. But for us, I keep it to all on. We're going to take a look at the edit events to see what's in there. So administrative message, not exactly sure what that entails, as I've never received one, but if anybody has and wants to put in the chat, feel free. Unrecognized message. That's another one. Unrecognized statement and unrecognized emergency. Just based on the wording alone, I have a feeling those are ones that you do not want to see. Oh, and then you've got recognized, then you've got recognized statement. Back to the emergency one, or is that unrecognized still? It is unrecognized still, so my apologies on that. Avalanche watch. Here, you're probably not going to see that. Here, for me, being Alameda County. Avalanche warning. Again, probably not going to see that one here in Alameda County. Boil water warning. Possible, but have never seen that at least yet here or on any weather alert radio. Blizzard warning, again, very, very unlikely. If that happens specifically where I am, something is majorly wrong. Child abduction emergency. Unfortunately, I have seen one or two of these before, and I would not rule out seeing another one. Coastal flood warning, or coastal flood watch in this case. So that's a possibility. I've not received one of those yet, but given that the city of Alameda is technically an island in the San Francisco Bay, if you were to look at it on a map, that is a possibility for one we could receive. Coastal flood warning, that's another one. Haven't seen that ever before. Of course, hopefully don't, but it is not out of the realm of possibilities. Dam watch, as far as I understand, not one that I would see. Practice or demo, probably the same with that as well. Dust storm warning, I guess it's possible, but does not strike me as likely here in Alameda County. Evacuation watch, that's also a possibility as well. Not sure what type of situations would trigger that, but it is not out of the realm of possibilities. Flash flood watch, I think I've gotten one or two of those. Flash flood statement, don't believe I've gotten one of those. Flash flood warning, I have caught a few of those, both on weather alert radios as well as issued on TV. Flood watch, flood statement, flood warning. Fire warning, hopefully you never see that. Flash freeze warning. Technically, I guess possible, but not likely. Freeze warning, again, same thing. Hurricane statement. For here, as far as I understand, very unlikely. Again, if that happens, something is really, really wrong. Hurricane watch and high wind watch, I've gotten one of those before. High wind warning, I've gotten one of those before as well. Unfortunately, neither were captured because I wasn't doing YouTube at the time, but I have received those alerts on this radio. Iceberg warning. The odds of that are extremely low. Again, if that happens, something's wrong. National audible test. That's something I think happens periodically. National Information Center. Not sure what that is. Network notification. National periodic test. I think, unless I'm remembering wrong, that's done once a year. National silent test. Power outage. Required monthly test. Required weekly. Special marine. Special weather. Severe thunderstorm watch, warning, etc. Severe weather. Tornado. 911 telephone outage. Tropical storm. By now, you get the point. So let's see if we can get back out into the menu here and get the events set to how we want them. So menu, set events. all on, and we should be good to go there. Button beeps, that's to turn the button beeps on or off. I have those off. Some people may prefer them. Backlight, that's just to toggle the blue backlight on the screen on or off. I keep it off personally, but again, some people might like it on. Set channel, this is your 7 known channels. And you just pick the one which sounds clearest for you, which for me is number 1. So we're going to keep that there. Alert test, we'll do that for a few seconds, but it is pretty loud. So that's what that sounds like. You will absolutely have no uncertainty if that goes off at any point in the day. During the daytime, it's not necessarily as much of a problem, but in the overnight hours, it definitely can be. I had the unfortunate predicament of having that happen at 3 a.m. probably about 3 weeks ago for a severe thunderstorm warning that when I looked at on radar was about 50 miles to my south, but apparently it still felt the need to tell me about it. So that was a bit of a wake-up call from this guy, but I guess it did what it was supposed to. So we'll save that. So that pretty much does it for the menu. Side of the radio, you've got a switch to toggle on and off the weather alert feature. So as you can see right there, it says NOAA just above the 1 in the time. We're going to flip that switch and you'll see the NOAA disappears. So now it would act just as a clock or an alarm clock. Toggle the switch back on, NOAA pops up again, weather button, and you've got a functional weather radio. So not much on the front. On the side, you've got your switch, and then on the back, you've got your feet for standing it on a dresser or a desk or a table. In this case, it is on a dresser. And then the battery cover for the AA batteries that are used to power the radio, which is one of 2 power options. So you can either run it off of battery or with the standard AC adapter that comes with it. I run it with the standard AC adapter as the WR120 is my primary weather alert radio that is up and running on a regular basis. And to not have to worry about changing the batteries fairly often, I have it set to run using the AC adapter. And then if there were ever a power outage, that's where the AA batteries that are in the radio as well would come in handy and give it a little bit of power externally from the AC adapter if that is not an option. So that's going to do it for that part. If anybody has any questions on that, either while we are live or afterwards, feel free to put in the chat if it's while we're live or in the comment section after the video is available to view. And I will get back to all of those as they come in as quickly as possible. And that is going to do it for that part. Now for the channel update. What lies ahead for the Micah276 YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks? It's going to be a mixture of both spontaneous and planned videos. Some of the regular content on the channel I am able to plan in advance, such as the required weekly test or product reviews, unboxings, etc. But also a fair portion of the content on the channel comes spontaneously. So weather alerts that you will see on the HH54 or the WR120, scanner traffic on any of these guys, so the SDS100, SDS200, or the Unication G4, as well as emergency response videos if I am out and about and happen to see that and am in a situation where I can record it in a way that is solid enough to upload on the channel. So I will probably, in addition to this, also do a deep dive on the WR120, probably today or tomorrow or in the next few days, not 100% sure as to when yet. So stay tuned for that. We just hit the 15-minute mark of the live stream, so I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to see if anybody pops in and either says hello or asks any questions. And then we are going to wrap that up and get to planning the next video, so that can be out within the next couple of days for you guys. So I'll give it a minute or two for anybody to join us, and then we will wrap this up for today.
Blood pressure is 95/58. Normal sinus on the 12 leads, 16 respiration, 97%. Room air, sugar 190.
Looks like we don't have a lot of activity right now, so I am going to wrap this one up. If any questions come up on anything you saw over the course of this live stream, once this is uploaded, feel free to put that in the comment section, and I will get back to that as quickly as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you are already subscribed to the channel and are a returning viewer, appreciate your support so much. If you are new to the channel, check out the content, like and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you are never one to miss out on the action here on the Micah276 YouTube channel. Again, happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week and that everybody had a great weekend. Micah276 signing off, and we will see you next time.